Hi, welcome to Bookey. Today we will unlock the book Benjamin Franklin, An American Life. When it comes to Benjamin Franklin, we all know of his tremendous achievements across various fields. He was one of America's most accomplished and charismatic founding fathers. He was both a scientist with extensive knowledge and an eloquent diplomat, both a pioneer of social reforms and a well-known writer. George Washington, who was also a founding father of the United States of America, once said, "I admire three people in my life. The first is Benjamin Franklin, the second is Benjamin Franklin, and the third is still Benjamin Franklin." It is through this statement, we can see just how great Franklin was. Today's book Benjamin Franklin, An American Life does a perfect representation of a charismatic Franklin. Interesting and meticulously researched, it uses an objective and impartial viewpoint to demonstrate Franklin's life, his rise from an ordinary citizen to the peak of his career, and his remarkable achievements across many fields. This book combines the story of Franklin's life with the evolution of American history, thus letting us understand Franklin not only as an individual, but also the difficult journey of America from 13 colonies to an independent nation. Furthermore, we can come to understand the enormous role Franklin played in leading America to independence and establishing the national governance system. In the process of reading this book, we have the deep feeling that Franklin is a wise old man narrating his life next to us bit by bit. We can hear his emotions, as well as his inner conflicts and struggles. This is one of the most appealing aspects of the book. The author of this book, Walter Isaacson, is a famous American biographer. He was authorized to write the first biography of the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. He also published several best-selling biographies, including Kissinger, A Biography, and Einstein, His Life and Universe. In this book, Isaacson presents readers Franklin's legendary life through his remarkable writing skills and years of experience as a biography writer. A review by the Houston Chronicle reads, "It transforms marble men into flesh and blood figures, complex and admirable if hardly perfect, a good read." The New York Times commented, "This may be the book that most powerfully adds another notch to Franklin's reputation." In this Bookey, we will focus on Franklin's contributions as a scientist, a pioneer of social reforms and a politician, and will walk you through the life of this great man. Part 1. A pragmatic scientist. Part 2. A pioneer of social reforms. Part 3. A charismatic politician. The Franklins were a middle-class family living in the English countryside in the late Middle Ages. To support his family, Franklin's father Josiah, together with his first wife and children, moved from Britain to Boston, what was a North American colony before America received independence. Soon afterward, his first wife died, and Josiah remarried to his second wife, who later gave birth to Benjamin Franklin. Franklin's ancestors were all craftsmen. His grandfather Thomas II was good at tinkering. As a young man, Thomas made a clock for himself that never broke, that he would use throughout his life. Like his grandfather, from a young age Benjamin Franklin had already exhibited his family's characteristic of ingenuity. As a kid growing up along the Charles River, Franklin maintained a strong interest in swimming throughout his life. Once, when he had learned how to swim as a child, he began to think about the ways he could go faster. He realized that the size of one's hands and feet could influence how much water a person could push, and how much propelling power he could generate. Thus, he made himself flippers for his hands with holes for his thumbs. Later, he made a pair of flippers for his feet. These flippers were of great help for speeding up, enabling him to swim across the Boston Harbor. During that time in Boston, Franklin's father Josiah was in a business of making candles and soap. He hoped that Franklin could help in the shop. However, because the smell produced by the candle and soap making process was terrible, Franklin soon made clear his distaste for the job. Josiah had no choice but to take him to visit other workshops to see what he was interested in. Having visited many workshops in his childhood, Franklin developed a lifelong appreciation for craftsmen. He became familiar with an array of crafts and showed a talent for tinkering, which served him well as an inventor. Franklin's principles towards inventions ran through